Isn't dog dropping a funny thing? In principle, it should be so simple, shouldn't it? Dog dropping is releasing information into the public domain that could uniquely identify you and maybe endanger you or make your life difficult, off the limits of the site on which the information is published. That is a simple definition. Of course, in reality, it's a bit more complex than that, because a lot of us, including myself, are quite happy to participate on a site like this, presenting a lot of information that is uniquely identifying. A lot of us sit in front of cameras and talk. A lot of us are quite happy to use our names in communications, whether they be private or public, or use their name in their videos or whatnot, or use their name in other public forums, chat rooms, blog TV, that sort of thing. And a lot of us are therefore known by name, if not by their first name, then by their full name. So if in those circumstances, in those specific circumstances, you then get addressed by name, and what is being said about you is a bit embarrassing, well, you have to find some way of dealing with that embarrassment, don't you? But to then start crying that you are being dog dropped, that, what's the word again, is hypocritical. It is hypocrisy of the worst kind. To try and silence somebody, to try and censor somebody by trying to paint them out to be a dog dropper and to get them to be lynched by the mob, so that the embarrassing information about you gets silently and quietly removed and nobody finds out exactly how much of an asshole you really are. No, that is not acceptable. You see, to come back to dog dropping means that you release information into the public domain that could lead to somebody being contacted in their private life outside the bounds of this site where people can block each other, but outside the bounds into the public arena where you are not protected by a terms of service of a site such as this, and where they can be harassed and bullied and phoned and visited and stalked, releasing information that allows somebody to do that. And if it is information that that person hitherto had not made public themselves, that is dog dropping. That is real dog dropping. And what is even more hypocritical than to shout dog dropping when all that is being done is people are using information that you yourself were more than happy to disseminate. What's even more hypocritical is if you use the fact that somebody who is now being harassed and bullied in her private life because of information that you leaked, and if you then post a pious little video declaring how that person's private life is out of bounds. In order to make yourself look better in this whole sorry episode. That is hypocrisy of the sort that makes me want to turn around and walk away. So let me know when it comes to the point where you're finally willing to not just make some pious noises that you hope will call you in a better light, but when you are ready to acknowledge the role that you yourself played in what has happened to Felida the Geek. When you're ready to do that, let me know, and I might consider whether I'll ever speak to you again.